Did you know that in the New Testament, Jesus taught us parables? And in those parables, there were principles for how we're to live. And did you know that in the New Testament, there's a parable of an American? Did you know that? If you don't believe, go with me to Luke chapter 12 right quick. There, and if you've got a title there, starting about verse 14, if it talks about the parable of the rich man, you just strike through it and write the parable of the American. Y'all hate my guts this morning.
It's true.
Come on, somebody smile. Y'all, do you love me? If you love me, say amen or something. Or give me one of them. Somebody, where's Steve at back there? Steve, help me out. Give me one of them. Thank you, brother. Or just one of these every once in a while. I know in some Hispanic cultures that can mean some bad things, but here it's okay. Give me one of those. You don't say amen, just say. But there's a parable of an American in Luke chapter 12. Look at this with me for a minute. Jesus has been questioned about inheritance and what belongs to me. Verse 14 says, but he said to this man, he said, but who made me a judge or an arbitrator over you? Then he said, take heed and beware of covetousness. For one's life is, oh God, help us. God's truth right here before us. One's life does not consist in the abundance of the things that he possesses. Then he spoke a parable to them. A parable of an American. That's my paraphrase. Look at verse 16. Saying, the ground of a certain man yielded plentifully. How many of you know we live in a blessed land? It may be tough right now. Some of you might have lost a few dollars out of your retirement. You may be all twisted up and turned upside down. But you're a blessed people. Let me say, the person who thinks you're the poorest in this room, you are blessed beyond if you compare with other cultures.
Yeah.
Rich man. Ground yielded plentifully. Verse 17, and he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do since I have no room to store my crops? So he said, I will do this. I will pull down my barns and I'll build greater barns. There I will store all my crops and my goods. And I will say to my soul, soul, you have many goods laid up for many years. You take your ease. Take it easy. Drink, eat, drink, and be merry. But God said to the man, you fool, this night your soul will be required of you. And then whose will those things be which you have provided? Jesus says, so is he who lays up treasure for himself and is not rich toward God. Then he said to his disciples, therefore I say to you, do not worry about your life, what you'll eat, nor about the body, what you'll put on. For life is more than food, and the body more than clothing. Consider the ravens, they neither sow nor reap, which have neither storehouse nor barn, but God feeds them. But how much more value are you than the birds? I told you it's a parable of the American.
Yep.
We're blessed and we have plenty.